This is Carla Carter, and I am your host of Carla Carter Speaks. This is our 4th episode. We are out here with the Sister to Sister Fitness Festival in Cedar Hill, Texas, and we are going to speak to survivors. Good morning, this is Carla Carter, and I am your host of Carla Carter Speaks. This is our 4th episode. We are out here with the Sister to Sister Fitness Festival in Cedar Hill, Texas, and we are going to speak to survivors. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so today, right now, I have with me the beautiful Lynn Hayes of 105.7. And Lynn, thank you so much for being my guest this morning.
I am so excited. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, for me, I've been in Dallas-Fort Worth for over 20 years. I am a local radio personality here in Dallas at Smooth R&B 105.7. I am, of all people, I'm a DJ and I'm not talking in the microphone, but I am a local radio personality here for Smooth R&B 105.7, and I'm just excited to be here, and I'm a 1.5-year cancer survivor.
Wow. Okay, tell us a little bit about your journey, how you found out that you had breast cancer.
It's funny because I'm doing a speech actually later on today, but I found out when I was in the studio on the air. And I got the call, and I had people in the studio with me. And you have to understand, I've had tests in the past, and they always came out negative.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, I'm good. But when that happened, it was like a surreal moment. And so I was like, oh my God, what did you say? What did you say? And then she said, well, it's positive. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. So needless to say, it was shocking and I couldn't really show my true expression because I had people in the studio with me.
Yeah.
So and if I would have broke down, people were like, that's some information you got to process yourself before you tell someone. So I was at work.
God. Yes. Being diagnosed with breast cancer is an interesting journey. What can you tell someone who's been recently diagnosed?
Go make sure if you have a support system to really involve them in the process. I know when I went to see my doctor, I had my friend with me because I was so upset, and she was able to ask questions and write things down. Mm-hmm. So have somebody with you that's going to support you through the process. Yeah. And just whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, whoever that person could be, if you have that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And what do you do spiritually, or you're eating? What do you do?
Well, I'm making
take care of yourself?
I am making change. I walk. I'm a walker.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. Hey. But I walk. I do meditation. I'm a very strong advocate of meditation.
Yes.
And I'm working on my habits. I mean, I ain't there yet, but just recently, okay, I cut out dairy, eating less chicken, eating more vegetables, just trying to do things. I want to slim this little body on down, okay?
Great.
But no, we got work to do, but I appreciate it. But, it's just a personal thing. So, and it's not like you have to go and starve yourself, but, make modifications.
That's right. That's what I agree with that. Mm-hmm. What about the process, your treatment? What did you have to do? Did you have to have surgery? I had surgery and radiation. And radiation treatment.
Yeah. Yes. And I had proton therapy, which is a new therapy in itself, but that'll take too long. But seriously, it was radiation. Yeah.
Okay.
I was grateful to get it over with.
No, that's right. Oh my gosh. But what can you say to encourage someone as we close? What can you say to encourage someone?
First of all, I encourage you to get your mammograms.
Yes.
And I know people say that all the time. You hear it all the time. But get your mammograms, and also just know that what really gave me comfort was the technology, because the technology is so much better than when my mom had it.
Wow.
So that there is, there may not be a cure, but you can live a fabulous life. You understand? Yeah. Fabulous.
Amen.
So that's basically, but just know that and rely on it, because I found that I got really closer to my spiritual, my God, all of that through that process. You really do. I mean, it's like you're neck and neck because it's so profound to talk to him at a time like this. You know?
Yes, right. You can hear him a little better.
I'm like, yo, come on, dude. Okay, but anyway, that's a little much, but you know.
Well, Lynn, I know we're getting ready to kick off the Fitness Festival, so I want to thank you for stopping by and being our guest.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
On your journey.
Yes.
All right, we have Denise Ford with us today, and she is a longtime friend of mine. She is a herbal specialist and a board-certified natural wellness practitioner. Yes, and so I'm excited to be on site here still at the Sister to Sister Fitness Festival, and so we're going to hear a little bit from Denise. Denise, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, Carl, I appreciate you having me here with you.
Thank you.
And this event, Celebrating Life, Sister to Sister Fitness Festival, is a powerful event that I've been blessed to be a part of pretty much every year. But I am a board-certified natural wellness practitioner and herbalist. I have been practicing now for over 40 years. I was the first Black-owned health food store owner in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I just love helping people. My, organization, my nonprofit is Perfect Health Holistic Institute. And our mission is to educate, motivate, and support families to live healthier, happier lifestyles mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for saying yes. So how are you impacted by breast cancer? Are you a survivor yourself or no?
I'm not a survivor, thank God, but it did hit home. My mother, okay. It wasn't a stage 1, 2, or 3. I'm glad that, was able to catch it early. She had actually had an experience with some medication where she ended up having to take steroids for a while, and make just a long story short. So with that being said, after that episode is when she went for her mammogram, and then they saw something, and they ended up, scheduling her for a lumpectomy. Okay, and she looked at all her options. Okay, and so she decided, instead of doing, they didn't have to do radiation, thank God for that, but they wanted her to do chemo, these chemo pills for 5 years. But she opted out of it. She chose to go the holistic route, where we changed her diet to eating more organic foods, And I think it's important because we live in such a toxic world, and our food is so toxic, and so many people are wondering why is it that so many people are now getting cancer. Well, we are what we eat. So I say a big part, a big percentage is what we're putting in our body. And so when you think that you are eating healthy because you're eating some vegetables and you see that you have some meat, protein on your plate, but now we got to think about the quality. Because our animals are being fed a lot of antibiotics and a lot of chemicals. And so we are what we eat. She decided to go more organic. She didn't give up meat totally, but she did cut back on the meat and start increasing her fruits and vegetables. And then also herbs, because herbs are plants, and I have to say it like this, Carla, is that we come from the dust of the earth. So our body is able to respond to a plant. And whole plants. So I actually was able to put on a good herbal program, and I did some research with a few other doctors. I have a friend who is an oncologist, and he's very much into holistic. And so, being able to have that team, not just myself, but a team.
You need a team.
They say teamwork make a dream work.
That's right.
So to have that team, to be able to us come together, and, monitor her and encourage her. So she went that route. And so she's been over 5 years now. And thank God there's no cancer. She didn't do the chemo pill. And I will say this, is that instead of doing for her, she chose, this is not me telling my mom, don't do this, don't do that. because legally that's not my job.
Yes.
And it's not for me to do that, but it is my job to inform and educate.
That's right. That's
And
what
so
it's all
therefore
about.
she could make the decision.
Yeah.
So she decided to do some grapeseed.
Yes.
Because there's a property in grapeseed called aromatase.
Yes.
That is found in some of the chemo meds. Okay. So she went that route.
Oh, that's
along
good.
with other herbs and eating
really
healthy.
good.
Okay. And lots of prayer. Lots of prayer.
Thank you. So would you say that we should live to eat or eat to live?
Live to eat? Nope.
That's
we
right.
need to eat to live.
Yes,
Right. So
yes. That's
we
what it's
eat
all
healthy.
about.
Eat
Yes,
healthier.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Denise, the statistics say that 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer. What can we do to eradicate that? What would you suggest? Just some simple things that they can do to bring those numbers down.
Well, definitely diet.
Diet.
Major. Is that if you find yourself thinking about looking at what you're eating already, okay, and can you answer the question to what you're eating? Is it nourishing your body with antioxidants?
Yes.
Okay. Is it giving your body oxygen?
Wow.
Okay. And then also, are you moving your body?
Yes.
To help that circulation. So when you don't move the body, the blood gets stagnated. And then so whatever you're putting in your body, whether it's good or bad, it has a hard time getting to the point of nourishing those cells, helping to protect those cells. So antioxidants help protect the cells. But if you're not eating high antioxidant rich foods,
then you can't.
Okay, if you're eating a lot of processed, simple sugary type, foods, that's going to add more inflammation
to the body.
Then guess what? You're not able to prevent. So prevention, it comes with what are you doing on a regular basis? We're not going to stop eating.
No.
So let's eat healthier.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Moderation is the key.
Yeah, and let's move the body.
Yes.
Because if you don't move, it's not about saying I'm exercising.
No.
We like to change that word now to movement. How often are you moving your body? So if you think about if you're sitting majority of the time inside of a building where you work, or at home where you work, and you haven't moved for 8 hours, except for you saying, well, I get up and I go to the restroom, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
You push yourself to try to get out and do maybe good 30-minute walks in the morning or in the evening, okay? And then at the same time, I have to say it again, we can't get enough of prayer.
Wow, that's right.
We can't get enough of prayer. We can't do this on our own.
Yes,
As they
I needed that through my process. I had to have prayer, people praying for me.
Yeah,
yeah.
What they say, take the Lord along
with you
everywhere you go. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them. So everywhere we go.
Wow.
So yeah, just working on prevention, and then plus we can't get all of our nutrients from our food.
Yes.
So taking a good multivitamin and mineral. I like chlorophyll, and when you wash your greens, that water is chlorophyll. That green is chlorophyll. So that also helps oxygenate the blood and the body. So just learning. Sometimes I was talking to someone just a few minutes ago here at the Celebrating Life event, and they just overcame prostate cancer. It's a gentleman. And he was telling me, he said, I really need to get with you. But he's been trying to do everything on his own.
Oh, no.
So he's trying to research. And I'm like, you go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And the doctor has done a lot of work to help you with this prostate cancer.
Yes.
But now you are trying to do everything on your own. And here I am, and I'm not trying to just push myself, but I'm a board certified natural wellness practitioner and herbalist for over 40 years.
Yes.
Why aren't you coming to me?
You got the receipts.
So it's just amazing how, I don't know, the Bible tells us that we perish for what? A lack of knowledge. But the B part to that is that we reject it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, yes.
So I don't know. I don't know, but
thank you for that. We're going to wrap up. And what I want you to do is I'm going to give you 30 seconds to speak in that camera and just encourage somebody who may be, they want to do better, they want to eat better, they want to feel better, but they don't know what to do.
Well, I'm going to encourage you this way. I'm plugging myself.
Yes.
You need to come to me. I'm Denise Ford, board certified natural wellness practitioner and herbalist. I have been practicing over 40 years, and God has given this to me as a ministry to help you to live a healthier, happier life. You don't have to be by yourself. I would like to take this journey with you, so I encourage you to give me a call, 817-690-4637. You can also go to my website, Perfect Health Holistic Institute, or just use phhiedu.org, and you'll be able to find me, and I'll be glad to help you. You're not by yourself. You don't have to take this journey alone.
Thank you. And I'm a living witness. I'm a living witness.
You, Carla. Thank you.
She's amazing.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for being my
Thank
guest,
you.
and thank you for your time.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Okay. All right. We are still on site out here in Cedar Hill, Texas at the Alan E. Sims Recreation Center with the Sister to Sister Fitness Festival. This is the 23rd year, and we're talking to survivors. And I have a survivor here named Marty. She is a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I want her to just introduce herself and tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yes. So I am Marty Jackson. I am a 2-time breast cancer survivor. My first journey started in 2007 when I had my 4th child. So at this point, I was giving birth and finding out that I was breast cancer, coming in and just trying to get through it, going through depression. And then the second time happened in 2016. I had my 5th kid, and I was like, woo, how do I get through this? The journey started early on. Actually, they detected that I could possibly have breast cancer when I was 14, 15 years old, because I had the fibroids and the cysts consistently happen, and they were testing my cells at that time. So it's always been a detection early on. So I was kind of happy for that, but sad that it happened, But it was part of my journey, and it has been nothing but amazing to meet other people who have survived and beat this illness,
Well, I feel you. I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor as well. This is my 20-year anniversary. So I just praise God that I'm still here and I can testify of the goodness of the Lord.
Yeah.
I want to know, both times that you were diagnosed, was it the same type of breast cancer each time?
It was each time in 2 different places. First right, and then underarm second. So even though the same, it wasn't aggressive as much as the second time, but I did not let it take control of me. I took control of it, and that was going to be my thing, because the first time it took control of me not being aware, and it was nothing in my family that was talked about a lot. So once I found out and I made myself, just taught myself more about this, the second time I knew how to take control of it.
Wow. So you were in control of it. And that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your support system?
Support system actually came from the outside. I did have a smaller family of support, but my support came from my community at the time, because you're talking about a mother of 5 I was uneducated at the time. I had a lot of things going on government assistance, and it was a lot taking place in my life. And I now know that it was part of my journey, like it was going to be the story that would make me who I am today. So the support always came from my outside of community of women who either have gone through it or had family who went through it. And it's amazing that I'm still in contact with these people, and I'm like loving them, but I didn't have much family support, because they didn't know. They were all kind of scared. Let me say that. They were more scared than anything. So
So you are so courageous. That's amazing to be a mother of 5 and to make it through this journey. So do you agree that early detection is key?
It's early detection is extremely key. I have 4 daughters, and so I make sure that they are checked, especially the teenagers and the young women are being checked. Even my son has been checked. He's 17, and I make sure that he is checked, because that is essential to know that men get it as well.
They sure do.
And we don't talk about that enough. So yes, early detection is important, and I think that's what saved my life, for getting the early detection, telling my mom early on in my teenage years, it's a possibility that this will. Yeah.
So we always want to get our mammograms,
Yeah.
ladies,
Yeah.
and make sure that we do self-checks.
Yeah.
So Marty, before we let you go, I want you to look into that camera, and I want you to encourage all the women around the world. Just encourage them in some form. If they're going through a journey, especially if they've been diagnosed twice.
Yes, yeah. I actually have a sister-in-law battling it now. She started chemo. Actually, she started chemo next week. For anyone that's out there, let me tell you, do never give up. Do not let this battle, this illness take over you. You know, God is in control of all things. And no one could have told me that I would have survived twice.
Wow.
And still be sitting here this day at 42 years old with 5 kids and made it through. So do not be discouraged. Please understand that God is with you and this is not the end. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, Marty, for sharing your amazing testimony. I am sure we're going to get so much positive feedback from women all around the world. They will be encouraged. So thank you for allowing yourself to be used in a great way.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We are still on site out here with the Celebrating Life Foundation and the Sister to Sister Fitness Festival. And I have a special guest here. This is Miss Jacqueline Stewart, and she is a 7-year survivor. And so I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll touch on her testimony.
Okay,
Go right ahead.
so good. I'm glad you called me in to do this interview. Well, like she said, my name is Jacqueline Stewart. I retired at 2015 with an accounting firm. And I thought all was well. I had all my exams done, all but a mammogram. So in 2017, I found out that I needed to have my mammogram done, but I had no insurance. So what happened, since I helped Sylvia all the time, I could go and have a mammogram done for free when you don't have insurance. So I did have insurance up till June. And it was $40 first, then $60. Then Obamacare went up to $612 for me. So I couldn't afford that. So I said, well, I'm going to get Social Security next year in 2016. Well, it was 2016, 2017. So I can get my insurance then. But it didn't work out that way. After I did went to the walk, this October, the same time, the first Saturday of every of year, in October, the first Saturday. So I went to get the mammogram done, and the lady's name was also Jacqueline.
Oh, wow.
And she said, Jacqueline, if it's anything in there, I will find it. I said, okay, so we joked around. So that was that Saturday. Do you not know, Methodist Hospital that did the mammogram called me on Monday morning. I was walking the park. They called me on Monday. I had I had it on Saturday. So I went in. Yes. So they made my interview for that Wednesday. So I went in that Wednesday. They did it twice. Then the doctor came. She did it. And then she said, can I take a biopsy? And I thought it was looking kind of serious then. So I said, said, go ahead. So I went and had that biopsy done. And when I turned over, and that's one thing I want to tell you, stop looking at what you don't need to see.
Yes, that's right.
And I looked over there and I saw what size it was, and I knew that was it. And just one tear went rolling down I knew I had it. But then they called me back to let me know. And in the long run, one thing that happened, I had met a lady that her daughter was a doctor at the Methodist Hospital. I had no idea who to call on. And she made all the doctors for me. Number one, Dr. Kanan and Dr. Deepu Swali, they were my doctors. And I had a wonderful time with that. But during my journey, I had all the support of my family, the churches that I attended out of state, and even here in Dallas. I had so much support. I had friends to come over late at night, pray with me. I had a cousin in California. She and I were the only one out of our big entire family that had breast cancer. Just 2 of us. And so anyway, make a long story short, and this is the point I want to make. In your journey walking with cancer, no matter what kind it is,
Right.
never go by what you see, what the doctors tell you.
Wow.
Always walk by faith. So I had a
man, I love
Peter,
that.
yes, I had a
Peace.
Peter walking on water experience.
Yeah.
I was walking by faith. Everybody said it's going to dry up just like Jesus cursed that fig tree. Oh, I was all in it. So what happened, I had to go to this interview and get my, you know how they go and before you get surgery, they had to see where everything,
Scan.
and they
Oh.
had to tag me.
Yes.
So I looked over this while I said, don't be looking at nothing. I turned over and I saw this ugly thing on the screen that looked just like that.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, that's so beautiful. It looked like a crown. I said, no, it looked like a demon. Oh, I started crying and belly aching. And then I called my cousin, Linda, and she called her brother, Bishop. And I'm crying on the way home. I didn't tell honey what was going on. But as I walked in the house, the phone rang. And I went to pick it up. And my cousin, Bishop, said this, Jack, we walk by faith and not by sight. Let me tell you, sometimes the enemy wants you to see the worst. He wants you to hear the worst because he tries to get that faith out of us and say, and do like he did Job. As long as you got that hedge up, they gonna believe you, but take that hedge away.
Yes.
So anyway, make a long story short, after my surgery, the doctor had an appointment. I went into my apartment, and the doctor said, Jackie, you know that thing you saw like this? I said, yes. She took a paper pad and a pen, and she hit it. She said, you saw scar tissue. She said, what it was, that dot you see on that paper, the chemo dried it up like the fig tree. So she was a believer too.
Wow.
So, and it's another thing, get believers if you can to walk by faith with this situation. So my journey was good. And I would just like to tell people, do your exams. Like I said, I had all my exams, going on a cruise, doing everything. I did everything but my mammogram. And if I had done it a little earlier, it wouldn't have been, I was stage 3, and it was a HER2.
Okay.
And it's the type that come back every 5 years.
Yeah.
But I'm 7.
Yay!
I'm not only a survivor, I'm victorious because of praise.
Yes, you are.
And I
Yes,
keep
you are.
that prayer going, and I walk by faith and not by sight.
I love that. I love that. That is so encouraging because that's the only way we can do this thing is to walk by faith and not by sight. Oh my God.
And I love it.
And I love how you talked about having a positive support system.
Yes,
your
we need that.
cousin. Yeah.
And Sylvia was right there celebrating life. I became on the board.
Yes.
I was the first one to be diagnosed with breast cancer from the mobile.
Wow.
So I'm like the guinea pig of all. But anyway, the trophy girl, not a guinea pig, the trophy girl. But anyway, I love this this organization, Celebrating Life. It's
so
such a giving.
Yes.
It gives to all and take care of all. And I call survivors and I call those who learned that they just got cancer and encourage them and pray with them because I understand what they're going through. So we are there touching one another every way we can.
That's right. I love that. I love what Sylvia is doing with the Celebrating Life Foundation. I'm glad I've been able to be a part for several years. And it's a blessing to have the mobile unit because like you say, that's how you found out. So you guys make sure, well, you ladies, make sure that you get your mammograms and do your self-checks because it makes a difference. Like we said, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed. So you don't want to be that one. All right. So you have any last words you want to say?
Know this. The Father in heaven said he'll never leave you nor forsake you. So no matter what you have, no matter what diagnosis they give you, trust God. He'll be with you every step of the way. And get that mammogram done.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome. Appreciate it. All right. We are still out here with Celebrating Life, and I have my guest, Autumn. with New Standard. And I want Autumn to just tell us a little bit about herself, how you got started with this, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. New Standard is about setting a new standard in hair care where we elevate the experience with hair wellness, focusing on the inside out. So it started with even my own journey with hair loss. And there's nothing worse than having hair loss happen a month before your wedding and having 3 different types of diagnosis. So it's not just one, you can have multiple things going on with different types of hair loss, having traction alopecia, having telogen effluvium, and also due to genetics, androgenetic alopecia is also another factor. A lot of times we don't realize these are things that you can overcome. Sometimes it could be nutritional deficiencies, but sometimes we can have trauma, just like even going through chemotherapy, which can, be, resort to anagen alopecia, which you're, most of the time of that. And so we want to always take in and do those things to better help all women, because women, especially with hair loss, even though everybody is important with that, women tend to be, forgotten. Also, it's very taboo for us to discuss it. And we want to make sure and bring awareness in that there is a community, and New Standard is your community where you have support, information, not just the product, but it's really about the information and feeling supported through your journey of better health with your hair.
Wow, Autumn, that is amazing. And thank you for saying yes. I know when you battle, when you go through a cancer diagnosis, like you said, with chemotherapy, and sometimes even with radiation, the women lose their hair. And in this world, everything is based, the beauty is outwardly based for women. And so it can be hard and traumatic to just out of nowhere lose all of your hair. And so I think that this is very good what you are doing, what you and your company are doing, and you are probably putting a lot of smiles on a lot of women's faces. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So leading to what we're doing and why I'm doing this is because I'm actually 3 generations in the hair care business. I've been fortunate to be honored to be a part of a family of pioneers. Comer Cottrell, who started Proline, started the infamous curly kit that was a success. And then my mother created Just For Me. And it was really exciting to see the most important thing that my family did was providing access to our community of products that were needed. And that is the most important thing. And my job is to provide access to women when they're suffering any hair challenges, and access to the education of healthy hair, and access for Black women. We actually over-index 2.5 times more than any other demographic with hair loss. And it's a huge problem. So I'm trying to make sure we get to the forefront, and then make sure that we have inclusive research. So research, R&D is a big issue. So inclusivity is what we drive. So we're no longer left out or last in line.
Wow, that's good. That's good. I heard one of the survivors talk about having a positive network of people to, keep them going spiritually, emotionally. And I think that that's good for you to be a part of it, with the hair, because we need encouragement. I've had a little alopecia over the years too, and I know how it feels, to look different or feel like you can't do all the hairstyles like everybody else. So it's amazing what you are doing, and I thank you so much for sharing your testimony, sharing about your business. Tell us where we can connect if somebody wants to know about your product.
You can connect New in You, the next understanding. That's what it stands for. But New Standard, because that's what we're always doing, setting a new standard. NewStandardBeauty.com. You can also find us on Instagram, New Standard Beauty there. So we're so appreciative of being here. We're so appreciative to be a part of bringing awareness to the Black community about this, and that you, even with the diagnosis, you can be, protected, saved, and be one of the best fighters. So that's our goal, and we look forward to doing this again. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh my God, you have been so amazing. So I just want to encourage you, reach out to her. Don't sit in silence. Don't feel like it's only you. There's millions of women all over the world who are suffering from hair loss. So get out there, get the information. Like they said, our people perish for a lack of knowledge. So get the knowledge. It's out there and it can change your whole world. Thank you, Autumn. You want to encourage, as we close out, you want to say something encouraging?
Absolutely. I just want to encourage all those to continue to connect. Be sure whatever you do, you're always setting a new standard in your life. Thank you.
Thank you. It's beautiful.